You should already be able to bring it up. Hey, look, it worked fast.
Yay, we're here.
Okay, let me make some adjustments. Let me put my audio in. All right.
Ooh, we got a lot of folks here already.
Feeling good, feeling good.
We got a lot of folks here already.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't mute it till it comes up.
That's right. Wee Tree Bonsai on moderation. Kate on moderation. Monte Turner in the house. 7-10 people here already. Good morning, everyone. Liv is here. Good morning, Liv. The Weekend Homestead on moderation. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you, all of my moderators, for helping. I'm excited this morning just because we're here. I look forward to Saturday mornings because it's my opportunity to hang out with you guys and just share a moment, share in community and conversation. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. Let's see here. We got already Constance McAllister. Good morning. Got my coffee. I got my coffee as well. This is actually yesterday's coffee reheated. Did you make yours fresh this morning?
Yeah. I ran out yesterday.
Oh, okay. Liam Glenny. Good morning. Green Gables Homestead. Guten Morgen. And Good Game Bees. Morning, folks. Brooke Chilvers from the UK. Who here this morning is not in the United States? Who is abroad? Where are you from? I'm just curious. James Green, the west side of Bexar County. Wow, just right around the corner.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The Texas boys in Texas. I got several Texans here. Monty's in Texas. Let's see, how many Texans do I have? Monty, the Texas boys, James Green, Kate, of course, sitting right next to me. Who else is in Texas? Primitive Organic Gardening. How is the weather where you... Well, look at me. I'm fluffing my shirt. That means it's a little sticky. It's very warm and very sticky this morning. Not as sticky as last week.
Wee Tree says, how many came in from the Schmitt link?
Yeah, that's a good question. How many people... Because this is the first time ever that I posted my announcement for my live show on the Steemit platform. And I thought that would be really interesting. Actually, Wee Tree Bonsai is on Steemit, and she suggested that I would do that, maybe to help build the community in both places. So I did, and I'm curious who saw the link and who came in from that platform. Jenny's World, London, UK. Good morning. Cold brew, and we are ready. That's the Texas boys. I tried cold brew for a while, and it tastes really good, but we had a hard time figuring out where do we keep that while it's brewing, so we didn't stick with it. But
Wholesome Root Sauce on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Yes, Liv from Norway, far away from Texas. But soon you will be a Texan too, in a way. Let's see. Texas, we are our own country. That's right, Texas.
You got that right.
Sometimes my kids growing up, people would say, where are you from? They would say Texas, even if they were in Texas. No, what city are you from? I'm from Texas. Let's see. Good Game Bees used to be in Texas, but gone for 11 years now. Makes you sad, doesn't it, leaving Texas? See, I've been in Texas now for... This December will be 19 years I will be in Texas. So I'm working on becoming a Texan.
We accept you. You're nominally a Texan.
Awesome. Awesome. The Weekend Homestead says it was 47 last night. See, that's why I'm a Texan. Because even though it's a little sticky, I can't handle those. Anything under 50 degrees. Actually, 45. I've kind of determined that 45 is my line. If it's 45 or below, I'm wrapped up in a blanket. Renee Butler. Hello, Kate and Blake. Hey, she put your name first. Let's see. But at my house, it's pretty nice. Monty is right down the road. YouTube and Texas neighbors. Wow, good crowd, good crowd. Thank you so much, everyone. The Music Well is in the house. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We have a few topics that I'm very interested in sharing with you, just for fun, just for conversation. And starting with the comment about the Steam It link. Kate has a good time over here.
Renee Butler says that's what you do. You say hi to the First Lady first. She said hi to me first, and
there
then
you go. There you go. Green Gables Homestead grew up in Kirby, Texas. That's very interesting. Being that my last name is Kirby, we like the fact that we live right down the road from Kirby. We considered moving to Kirby, but when we moved here 19 years ago, the market was such, and my job was down on the south side of town, and we ended up moving a little off of Kirby, but we did look there. I thought that would be fun. Ronald made it in the house.
Yeah.
You probably already saw that. She's way ahead of me. Oh, yep, I see your comment. Texas boys like the Texas temperatures. Actually, right now, it's a little sticky, but we have a nice breeze coming down the porch. So as long as we don't lean our back on the chair too long, it's kind of nice. Say hi to the First Lady first. See, I'm way behind. Good Game Bees lived in Houston, spent a few years in DFW. Houston is a sticky place. All right, let's see here. Yes, Kate did like her knife. That was a wonderful gift, and she had a lot of fun opening that, and she thought that was a really cool gift.
And I've used it over and over and over all week long.
Good, good. Putting that gift to good use. Yeah, Liv says Steam It works great, but the password is a pain. Don't lose your password. That's one thing that Steam It being on the blockchain, I think it's because of that. At any rate, don't lose that password, or that account is gone, and any money that you might have accumulated in your Steam It wallet is no longer yours. So don't lose the password. Too much crime in Kirby. I didn't know that. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, man, you guys are awesome. You guys are a good group. 32 people here, and all my favorites. You guys are all my favorites. How's Luke doing? Ronald asked about Luke. It's kind of the same. He has his ups and downs, his good days and his bad days, or his good moments and his bad moments. This morning he was doing okay. He doesn't like to do a whole lot in the morning. I mean, he likes to get up, get his shower, help with chicken duties, but then he just kind of stands around. He doesn't want to do a whole lot. And I'm using my hands like this because he is, we don't know if it's a tactile or a sensory issue, or if it's a muscular issue or what, but he's starting to lose the function in his hands. So he kind of just stands around with his hands out, and he doesn't know how to do a whole lot. But every day we try to stay positive, and we do what we can to give him the love and the nutrition and the therapies that he needs to have a good day every day. Thank you, Ronald. You are always very concerned about Luke, and I appreciate that. Okay. I want to start here. We're 9 minutes in, and I want to start with the first subject. If you saw my one and only video this week, and that's another subject. Why am I not posting as many videos? Let me talk about that after we talk about the pruners. This was the subject of the pruners, and I wrapped them up after I used. A lot of people were concerned that because it is drop forged steel, did I say that right? Drop forged steel, that people were concerned that they were going to rust, and that is quite the possibility. So I have an oiled paper towel that I wiped them down real well after I cleaned them, and then I just wrapped them up. This is how I stored them. Let me show you. Close them up This is an oiled paper towel, and I just wrapped them up, and I actually just set them right back in the same plastic package that they came with. And hopefully by storing them like that, that'll eliminate the possibility of rust and let me have a good long life with these. The company Planted Perfect gave me these pruners, and they allowed me to test them on the farm, and they were curious what I felt, how I could use them and have an honest review about them. And so I did. I told them honestly that I didn't like the rubber handles, but the pruners themselves were very durable. They feel very durable. They're nice and sturdy and heavy. Nice sharp blade that you can take this apart and sharpen the blades if you need to. So I was excited about that. And I was a little concerned that because I pointed out the rubber handle issue, that perhaps they would not like the video I did for them, but that's kind of the risk when you send something to somebody and tell them to do a review. They ended up loving the video, and they would like to offer some of these. I hope I'm not speaking too soon, but they mentioned that maybe we could do a giveaway to my audience. So maybe, I'm saying maybe because I don't want to commit at this point, but they are offering possibly that we could give some of these pruners away here on the Daddykirbs farm. Maybe even a live giveaway like we did the homestead box. That would be really fun. In fact, my wife and I were talking last night about the live shows, and she thinks it would be really fun if I could come up with a way to do a giveaway in every show.
Whoa.
That would be fun, huh? That'll keep Kate really busy.
Yes.
So look for upcoming videos and announcements and live shows about the pruners, because perhaps, just maybe, we'll get a few more pair of pruners that we can give away here on the show. Hey, have you harvested honey yet? Sorta. I want to show you what I have and talk about what we're going to do. Let me put these pruners away. Oh, first, I don't want to leave you hanging. The reason I haven't made a lot of videos this week, the biggest reason is just that our family has a lot of things going on. One of the concerns, the daily concerns, is how we are caring for Luke. So it's been a little bit harder to maintain the video schedule, but I'm getting on a routine, or at least planning a routine so I can get back on schedule. And one of the things that I did to make that a possibility, Kate doesn't even know this yet, I don't think, I now am only working at my job 4 days a week. Yay. That's right. I took a little bit of a pay cut to drop 1 day so that I can be home with my family. And what that is going to do, it's going to make me available for my wife and my son, who needs more attention, on a more consistent, regular basis. Now, a benefit there is that I can also start scheduling in more time to share content. Of course, family comes first. So if in the meantime, you know, if my plan is to get back on the 3 videos a week schedule and that falls short, it's because I'm tending to my family. But with that extra day a week at home, we're hoping that we can do both. That I can help my wife care for my family, and that I can also do a little more sharing with you guys. This morning, while Kate and I are on the porch doing the live show, Luke is at the grocery store. One of the things, not by himself, he didn't drive. He and Mom are at the grocery store, and that's one of the things that he really enjoys doing, is going to the grocery store. In fact, on his channel, Life with Luke, you can see one of the videos that I did there is about him going to the grocery store and selecting some of the items that he likes to buy on a regular basis. And it's kind of therapy as well for him, because we'll give him a list, and he has to read the list and then navigate through the store and find those items. When we dedicate ourselves to that, the grocery trip can take hours. But it's a good experience for Luke to get out into public, into a place where he gets to experience something other than the farm and read a list and participate in the choosing of items, and even sometimes we'll go through and let him pay for the items in the checkout lane. So let me go inside real quick. Can you handle this for 30 seconds by yourself, Kate?
Yeah, and you got before you go.
Uh-oh.
Good Game Bees and Homestead said if you like Blake's videos, you can help him make up for that pay cut. Head over to Patreon. You can help him out for as little as $1 a month.
That was very kind of you, and it's true. And why not plug that right now? Patreon is one way if you choose to give a gift every month, $1 a month. Some of my friends and viewers here this morning give such a huge amount. I don't want to call you out, but you know who you are. It's a little embarrassing for me, actually, that you're giving so much, but I appreciate the gift every month. I see that Tangi made it in the house. Thank you, Tangi, for joining us this morning. And also, she's mentioning the super chat. That's another way if you just want to randomly give a little bit to help support the farm. I'm not asking for you to do that, because honestly, the reason I'm here with you this morning is just to share this time, but it is an option. Sometimes people have a heart to give, and I don't want to deny you that opportunity. So the super chat, the Patreon, Steemit. If you're on Steemit, you can head over and follow me there, and every time that I make a post on Steemit, you can upvote. That gives me, in most cases, a few pennies, but every little bit helps. Actually, on Steemit, I made a post about Luke, and it was upvoted, and I got, I think, $70 or something for that. But also, there was a really kind organization that's formed on Steemit. What's it called? I wish I could remember things. Something about helping people, randomly going around and paying it forward and helping people, and they gave me an additional $70 in my wallet, my Steemit wallet, and I extracted that so that I could turn it into cash and pay for the gas money, giving me gas money for when we're taking Luke to Houston for his appointments. So that was a tremendous gift, very humbling for me that people were willing to help that way. But it was really kind, and it's just another way that people can share. I'm going to scroll through. Actually, I'm not going to scroll through right now. I'm going to run in and get that frame of honey so I can show you guys. Be right back.
Speaking of Steemit, I posted my first Steemit today. I've never done one before, and Blake helped me. So you guys, if you want to see, it's Kate Dancing, all one word, and you'll see me out there. I'm talking about my very favorite companion animal. We've got a lot of them, but this one's my favorite. So here he is back.
Kate stealing the show. This is a medium frame, a 6 5/8 frame, and that's measured from top to bottom, full of honey. You can see, ooh, smacking myself in the face. Both sides full of honey, and this is what a frame looks like when I pull them off the hive, and then I can bring them into the kitchen and scrape. Oh, nice. Anissa Morgan, thank you so much for the super chat. That is so kind, and I appreciate that so much. The frame of honey, I have currently right now sitting in my kitchen 14 of these frames, and I'm guessing we're going to get maybe 3 pints or so off of each frame. I might be wrong on that, but based on the weight of the frame, we might get that much. Maybe less, but that's okay. So I wanted to show you guys what this looks like. It's a it's not the smallest frame that they make, but this is probably the most common size. It's the 6 5/8 medium frame, and this one is all full of honey. Those light colored patches, those are the honey caps. That's what the bees, once the honey is put into the cells, they'll cap it off with wax, and that means the honey is ready to harvest. So I thought that would be interesting. I can't keep this out here for long, because if I leave it laying out here, it's going to draw bees, so I'm going to take it back in the house. But I definitely wanted to share that with you. 14 frames in the kitchen, and I have, I'm going to guess, probably 15 to 20 frames still on the hives that I can take off. Last week we had a bit of rain, which sometimes will shut down a honey flow, a pollen, a nectar flow, so it might taper off or stop the honey being produced. Moving into July and August here in Texas, because it's so hot and dry, it's very possible. Is the connection okay? I keep getting a warning saying we have a...
It seems to be all right.
Still okay. Moving into July and August in Texas, a lot of times the bees will run out of food, pollen, so it's very possible that the honey for this year might be shutting down. It just depends on what the bees have available. Somehow I got lucky, and it seems that my bees bring pollen in even when other bees are around. Other beekeepers tell me their bees are done. My bees are still bringing in. I think it's because there's so many trees and wildflowers out here that there is a nice constant flow of pollen. All right, I'm going to take this back inside.
Thank you for the comment on Gandy. Somebody went over and checked it out right away. That's really cool, and I appreciate it. Anybody who's not on Steam It, I suggest you go over and try it out. It is a lot of fun. It's a little confusing, but if you just keep making posts, eventually it all comes together in your head. Here's Blake back.
All right. I am going to scroll through for a minute, make sure I didn't miss too much. Tangi mentioned that she had her daughter's birthday breakfast. Happy birthday, Tangi's daughter. I should probably know her name, sorry. Let's see here. Saw that post, Renee Butler on Steam It, talking about Luke's post, I'm sure. And let's see here.
Texas boys are following me.
Yay! Kate is really excited about her Steam It account. That way she can get on there and encourage people and love people and share in community. That's what it's all about. And there's that super chat, Anissa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's how far behind I am. Oh, Wheat Tree Bonsai posted your account. Very good. Thank you.
I've had somebody go over and look at it already.
Sweet. Yep. This is, I never intend for any of these to be all about Steam It, but lately I'm really enjoying the Steam It platform. The major drawback, I guess, as far as a creator is that your content is not, what's the word? Residual. There's no residual income. It's all kind of whatever it makes in the first few days, and that's it. But that's okay, because it encourages you to keep building content, creating content, and building community. It's kind of fun. All right, let's see here. Wow, you guys are really cranking out the comments here. Okay, so Tangi says her name is Emily and she's 15 today. So your daughter is slightly ahead of mine. I have a 14-year-old. So happy birthday to Emily. Is she watching this morning? Ronald is overloaded with tomatoes and has been making and canning spicy tomato juice. That sounds good. How do you spice it up? What do you put in it, Ronald? I'm curious. Thank you, Anissa. You're very kind. Alright, did I miss anything? It says, by growing late summer plantings of organic sunflowers, watermelon, squashes, eggplant, flint corn, okra, and other heat-tolerant crops, we can help bees have a pollen source all summer long. I agree. And that was from Primitive Organic Garden.
Monty's now following me.
Yay, Monty on Steam It, following Kate. And Vaughn Malecki made it here live today. Good. There's a lot of people that miss the announcements, and they send me messages saying, you know, I missed the announcement, I missed your show, but I'm going to watch it in replay, and I appreciate that. I really love the interaction, but I realize the timing is not best for everybody, and it's also not only the timing, but the announcement mechanism on YouTube. Sometimes people don't get the announcement until the show's over, which is weird. But that's why I try to make the announcement on Facebook and also on Twitter, and today for the first time on Steam It. So I'm going to probably keep up with that. That allows me to put it out in 3 places along with whatever YouTube does with their announcements.
You have a message from Sandra Stanfield.
All right. Oh, Sandra. Hey, Sandra. Sandy. Love your videos. I'll be in town today. Are you guys going to be home? I think so. Send us a message via text or a phone call, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be home. But yeah, it would be great to see you. All right. Oh, good. I'm caught up. All right. So I actually made a list this morning of a few notes of things that I wanted to talk about, because I don't want to get on here and just stammer and stutter through this and then make you guys feel like it was a waste of time. So we talked about the pruners. I showed you the honey. I have this lovely bit of, it was an herb and now it's going to be a spice. This is a dried up cilantro plant. Cilantro, when it's green, is an herb. The seeds, when it's dry, these little round brown seeds, are saved and ground up as the spice coriander. So cilantro and coriander come from the same plant. I didn't always know that. I found that very fascinating. I've known for about a year, and last year I collected a bunch of seeds, but I used them only as seeds and not for the spice. This year, because I still have plenty of seeds from last year, they should still be viable, I hope. I'm going to collect the seeds off of this plant, and I'm going to grind them up as the spice coriander. Well, save the seeds in a jar in the kitchen, and then as needed, grind them up and make coriander. We don't actually cook that often with coriander, but we're going to start.
Quite a few people didn't know that that was 2 things out of the same plant.
It's one of those things that for a long time, even here as a YouTuber, as a homesteader, people kept saying, make coriander out of your cilantro. And I thought, yeah, okay, I got it. But I didn't get it because I didn't even know that coriander was a spice made from the seeds of cilantro. And so now that I know that, unless I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think it's settled in pretty good that those seeds, in fact, the other day, even though I've known for about a year, known academically, the other day I took one of these seeds, popped it in my mouth, gave it a good bite, and it's definitely got flavor. Have you ever done that?
Mm-mm.
Take one of those seeds.
Pick one of them, huh?
And just kind of break it in your teeth, and then you can feel that little bit of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of nice.
Very, sorry, very mild compared to what you get like in the powdered stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But very good.
Kind of peppery, sort of. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a good flavor, and I would love to start cooking with that more. Now, some people I know will take the whole seeds and put it in their fermented foods and just leave them like that, and then when the fermented food is eaten, the seeds are then tossed away, but they're in there giving that flavor to the fermented foods. So I'll probably try that as well. If you make enough, can you sell at local stores, or is the I don't have the intention of selling it right now. Maybe someday if I get a lot of stuff going on in the garden, I could try that. But this year, because of family and also the horse barn that's taken a lot of my time, my garden has done better than I have done. There's a lot of things that have actually just gone to waste in the garden this year, and it's really sad to go out to the garden and realize you could have harvested all of these peppers and tomatoes and whatever else, and you didn't, and there they are rotting. Kind of sad. That's the way it goes. The cool thing about, oh, somebody asked, I think I saw on there, somebody said, how did you dry it? This plant actually dried itself. It just died and turned brown in the heat, and I just pulled it right up from the roots and I'm trying not to shake it around a whole lot because I don't want those seeds to fall off. Some people actually take a mesh or a brown paper bag and they'll turn it upside down and put a rubber band or a string around that, and as it dries out more, those will just fall off. Maybe you rattle it around in the bag and those seeds will just fall off in the bag. So that might be a technique and a trick that I try, but I haven't done that yet. Yes, Vaughn, go make your coffee, because it's a lot better to hang out with a cup of coffee.
You have another super chat from Liv.
Whoa, no way. Thank you, Liv. Thank you once again for the super chat. 100. We're back. Sorry.
Excellent.
My connection sometimes blinks out and we lose it. Yes, thank you. Woot, Liv. Tangy, you funny. Yeah, so the grass, in some cases, grows in the garden, covers things up. Alright, we're back dealing, let's see. Oh no. Worm turns Florida. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, prayers for you. Go take care of your family. Thanks for being here for the time that you were. And Tangi reminding people to share my videos and blog posts with friends, and also on Pinterest, and share my Pinterest. I don't pay a lot of attention to Pinterest. It's one of those sites that I'm on, but I have a hard time sticking with. I just don't remember to do Pinterest. But I am there, and I have a community board that there's a lot of people joining that and sharing their homestead stuff.
I've been a member there for about 4 or 5 years now.
On my board,
on
or
Pinterest,
just on Pinterest, right?
Pinterest.
Okay. Scrolling through. For some reason, my connection keeps going weak, real weak. This location actually has been pretty good for the connection, but occasionally it just blinks out. All right. Had to get more coffee. Yep. So there's a few of the subjects. Let's see. Oh, Tangi, help me with a link to your FFF, Frugal Food Fridays. Is that? I'm sorry. I should have wrote down the whole thing. I forget what it's called. But I am participating. I'm saying this publicly so that I don't forget and disappoint. But this Friday, I'm going to participate in the collaboration on, I think it's Frugal Family Food. Thank you. Sorry. That is a Facebook group where creators who have homesteading, gardening type channels, sometimes just homemaker type channels. That sounded bad. Not just homemaker, but you know, those types of channels. And they're sharing how to feed your family in a very low cost way. I may be getting the mission of that wrong, but that's the way I understand it so far. And I was invited to participate. So this Friday, this coming Friday, I'm going to produce a video, and it's going to be published and shared in that group. Oh man, I gotta write that down. Frugal Family Food. I keep wanting to say Frugal Food Fridays. Frugal
Family Food.
Family Food.
Or how to feed your family frugally.
That's right. Frugally feeding family. Helping families feed their families well on a budget. So I'm going to be sharing a video. I have a special recipe, so look for this. It's a very simple recipe, but it is using tomatoes because I believe that's the month of July. The theme that Frugal Family Food is every month, I think. Tangi, please forgive the fact that I am not. I don't have everything in my memory. But yeah, so I'll be on there on Friday. So go check out the Facebook group. Tangi, you can go ahead and post a link to the group. That way people can see some of the other videos and recipes that have been shared, and then also that maybe they can join that group and be prepared to see the video that I have coming out. Hopefully they're going to see it anyway because they're subscribed, hopefully, to my YouTube channel, but if not, maybe they can see it there, and I will also post it on my own Facebook and different places. Alright, now, so I'm actually excited to make that video. I have all the ingredients. I got the lights out of the closet. I have some lights that I've never used at all yet. They're going to help light my kitchen up so that I can make a kitchen episode without being in the dark. It was funny, when I made the kombucha video in the kitchen, I had lamps and lights all over the place trying to light my kitchen up because the log cabin tends to be dark. Uh-oh, spilling stuff. The wind's blowing. Knocked my coffee over. My log cabin tends to be dark, especially... No, it's okay. It's alright. We'll get that. So I have some lights, and we're getting them set up, and we're going to produce that kitchen episode with me in the kitchen making some tomato-based recipe. I'm not telling you what it is. This is a secret because you have to check it out on Friday. All I can tell you is that it's simple. It uses several ingredients from my garden, and it tastes really, really good. So look forward to that on Friday for the Frugal
Family Food.
Thank you. Frugal Family Food videos. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. That's almost all of my subjects. So now I'm just going to wait for comments. I do have one other thing I want to discuss, only because it's sitting here and I just thought about it. Right now, you are seeing me through my phone. Most of my videos are produced on this thing right here. This is the camera that I bought a year or so ago for my YouTube videos, and I gotta tell you, it's been a great little camera, inexpensive. I got it after a holiday on Amazon for around $350. It has served its purpose really well, but there's a few things starting to go wrong with it. Excuse me. One of them is the audio port a lot of times doesn't connect well, and the audio doesn't sound as good as it should in my YouTube videos. This little window here is starting to get floppy. Eventually I think it's going to break off. But this camera has been great, and I'm going to need something else. So I was thinking, well, what if I just got the same camera, or maybe one very similar for around the same price, maybe $500 or $600, and this one was $350 on sale after a holiday. The step up from this one, this is the FZ200. The FZ300, which is just the next generation up, I think is $500 or $600 on Amazon. I thought about getting that, but then I was talking with Bo Brotherton over at Better Together Life, and he has been doing video professionally for years. I don't know how long, but a long time. So he's with me some of the other cameras I could be looking for, and of course they cost a little more. I'm kind of weighing out if I'm going to continue sharing on YouTube. If this is going to be something I do for a while, I need equipment that can keep up with that. And this one has done well, but it's not a rugged camera. And when I'm on the homestead, I'm in the orchard or I'm in the garden, some of my videos, I mean, I am in the soil with dirty hands, and I'm constantly manipulating the camera for different angles to make getting glitchy. So yeah, my connection is probably bad. But so because I'm always manipulating the camera angle, this camera takes a real beating with my dirty hands. I'm getting dirt, you know, in the mechanism. This is getting turned and flipped all the time. So it's taken a beating and it's going to need replaced. And I just want to put it out there that if you have a suggestion for a camera that will do high quality video that's not terribly expensive, I'll take your suggestions. So that's just another subject. One of the things I don't like about this camera, it is a really nice, inexpensive camera, and if you need to get something that can create some really nice video, one of the drawbacks for this one is the audio. You see, this is a standard jack. I think it's a 3.5 millimeter jack, but the audio on this camera takes a smaller, so you have to get a little step down. And these are actually a weak link. They break all the time, so I've purchased packages of these so that I can do, you know, when one breaks, I can replace it. But because it kind of sticks out, I think it's also putting a lot of stress on that port. So the audio that I have here is not always being sent into the camera. So whenever it switches from this, it goes to the onboard audio, which is just not as nice. Okay, enough about the camera. Just thought I'd share that because it's kind of a behind the scenes subject for the creators. You can't just create with nothing. You got to have something. So that's why I share some of those things. Right now, someday I want to get set up to do a really nice high quality live show. For now, I do the best I can with the YouTube app and the mobile phone. This is currently on the Galaxy S6 and it's doing fine. It's doing okay. The quality's not as high as it could be, but it's doing okay. Okay, let's see what I missed. Kate is keeping up. See, that's why I need Kate here, because she's keeping up with you guys while I'm just rambling on and doing things. So I didn't miss any important questions or anything, right?
Only the ones I've answered.
Oh, good. When is the new horse arriving? I wish we could say that he was already here, because we had planned for him to be here in the beginning of June. Here we are in July, and I still have to finish that fence and that barn. The barn's getting really close. We can see it from here, actually. Yeah. Let me turn the camera around real quick.
Get ready. Don't get dizzy.
You see it back there? You can barely see it. Well, that barn, and my wife will probably be upset
really
because
couldn't see it.
All of the mess is in front of the camera, and I just showed you. Anyway, the barn is coming along. It looks really nice. It's very close. There's a few finishing touches that I need to put on it. Of course, we're going to paint it, make it look real pretty, but I need to get that fence finished, and that's going to be something. I need to get something out here to drill the holes into the ground, because now that we're in July and the ground is drying out, I am not digging those holes by hand. It would be next spring before I got anything accomplished, if that were the case, because it's nearly impossible with a hand digger to dig a hole in this soil once it dries out.
And shovels just don't work. Shovels
don't work. You got to use a post hole digger, and I mean, you could literally be working for an hour and get half an inch deep. I mean, it's just that hard. When it's nice and moist, it's not as hard. It's still hard, but not as hard. So, I mean, I could go out there and run the hose on the soil for a while and dig a hole, but that's just crazy. So I'm going to see about renting a machine that I can dig those holes, get it done, all the holes I need done in about an hour, and just move on.
Monty wants to know what color you're going to paint the barn.
Oh, okay. We are painting the barn red. We grew up, my wife and I both grew up in Indiana, and it's very common for the old barns out there. Barns in general, I think across the United States, historically have been red. And we grew up seeing big red barns on rolling hills in Indiana, and that's something we miss. So we're going to paint the barn red, just to have that little bit of a, just a little bit of Indiana, a little bit of some our past. I should paint a Texas flag on the side. You know, I've considered doing something fun like that. My wife will probably not appreciate the extra decorations. She likes just the plain red barn with white trim, so we'll probably stick with that. Liv is offering to help paint the barn. Well, it may be around that time frame that you're, I guess it's not a secret then. Liv is planning on leaving Norway and seeing what Texas looks like. Sorry if I wasn't supposed to say that. I'll just delete it.
Okay. Anissa Morgan says she lives in Cibolo and has an auger that you can borrow.
Are you serious? Anissa
Goody.
has an auger?
A hole digger, she says.
A hole digger.
Two-person. I'll come help you use it, and then we can put it in my yard too, because I got 15 trees to go in my orchard this spring.
That's right.
Fall.
Yeah. Okay, Anissa. Hey, let's connect after the show, and we'll see about using that. So is it a two-man powered, gas powered? Well, we'll talk later. Thank you so much for offering that. Yeah, Good Game Good Game Bees. Gonna rent a trencher. Hand digging anything, unless you just have amazing, soft, fluffy soil, digging is not fun. Which is, I think, why the no-dig methods, I can't even talk this morning. Layer gardening, all those techniques, I think, become very popular because digging's not fun. And the reality is, nature doesn't dig. Now, of course, when you're planting a tree or whatever that's already grown up, that's something different. But, yeah. So, Tangi says, yay, Alyssa, this...
Lost again.
We're back. Sorry. Yeah, I wish I had a better connection, but the extended Wi-Fi that was sent to me by a friend will be added, but actually in this location that won't do a whole lot because we're well within the Wi-Fi range here. The extended Wi-Fi will be so that we can do some of our shows out in the garden, because the Wi-Fi signal out there is a little more weak, and I will need that extra piece of equipment to help take the Wi-Fi out there. But it just turns out that whatever we have available here on the farm is not great anyway, and then when you step that through a router for Wi-Fi, it's just, you know, the signal is not always real great. So, but we do what we can. All right. I don't have anything else on my little notes here. We talked about the honey and the pruners. I am excited about the pruner giveaway. I'm really hoping that Planted Perfect can send those to me. Either send those to me so I can give them away, or provide a coupon code that I can give to someone so they can have them shipped. That might even be better, but I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to contact the company. I'm going to let them know that I talked about that on my live show, and maybe we can make something happen. Oh, the sound in the background, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I told her it was probably the
cicadas.
The
cicadas. They are crazy loud. I don't even hardly hear them anymore because that's just where I think. Oh, man.
Also, they're asking about how the garden's doing. That's been asked 3 or 4 times. The garden, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're back. We're probably going to cut this off here in a minute because my connection keeps dropping off, but I am going to answer the question, how is the garden doing? And the garden is actually doing pretty well. I'm doing my best to keep water on it. I am collecting tomatoes and green beans and peppers a lot from it, but there's also enough of those, like I mentioned already, that are going to waste because I haven't had the time to keep up with it because of just the family and farm responsibilities. And but the garden, actually, if I would have had time to tend to the garden this year, it would have been an amazing, productive garden. And I'm hoping as things progress here on the farm every year, I can have a little more time to be dedicated as a gardener. But when other things like the family responsibilities and the large projects, the infrastructure stuff like the barn, they take a lot of time away. Now I am, like I mentioned earlier, I cut my work hours down to 4 days a week, so that will help with the family responsibilities and hopefully give me just a little more time to continue sharing with you guys, and maybe make me a slightly better gardener because I'll have more time. And beekeeper. That's another thing that... but so far this year, the bees have done really well. And even with my maybe not best approach, because I'm not the best beekeeper ever, but somehow the bees are hanging on and they're producing honey, and they haven't killed me yet, so that's a good thing.
Texas Boys wants to know if y'all homeschool.
We do homeschool, yes. We started homeschooling, oh, let's see, it would have been 10 years ago or so, because, well, just the school system, you know, a lot of school systems, some school systems are really, really good, others not so good. It turns out that the one we were in at the time wasn't that great. They didn't care so much for Luke being special needs. They didn't want to give him what he needed, and they certainly didn't want Mom interfering with whatever they thought was correct. And we said, that's not good for us, so we're going to pull the kids out. My youngest daughter is 14, and she has never been in a school. I mean, we've sent her to co-op classes and things like that, but she's the only one of our kids that has been homeschooled from the very beginning. Daddykirbs@gmail.com. That is my public and official email. So any questions and comments there if you need. Again, Texas Boys working on a driveway. Those big projects take us away from all this fun stuff, it doesn't it, Mr. Rain? My coffee's almost gone. The connection is horrible. The cicadas are crazy loud, and I have sweat running down my back. I think it's about time to call this one done. But you guys have been amazing. I love this community. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and thank you for sharing your gifts, those of you who are on Patreon and Cement, and those of you who are donating in the Super Chats. It truly does mean a lot to me. I love you. We'll talk to you later. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Yeah. Finish.